Boss wouldn't accept my resignation letter. After several months of having my vacation time off requests denied, my staff being fired and not replaced and my work hours increased without my consent, I walked into my boss's office and handed her my resignation letter. I was giving 4 weeks notice, which I thought was nice. She looks at me, says no. I can't deal with this today, packed her stuff and left for a day of shopping on company time. I went to my office, cleaned it out, finished off a day's work and put my keys in her mailbox. The next day I got a call from HR saying they were giving me the day off without pay to think about what I did and that I was expected to be at work the next day. No thanks. 2 years later I'm living my dream life. Suck it, Joan.
Kills me when they think they can just reject a resignation.
I see a lot of posts where employers won't accept a resignation letter. What fantasy land are they living in? Motherfucker, you accepting or not accepting the letter is not an option for you.
Lol, at them giving you the day off without pay. That's not really giving you a day off. What a piece of shit company. I once quit over similar issues with my direct manager. She said that I couldn't quit as I was her senior supervisor and refused my written resignation. I worked my 2 weeks and said goodbye to all my colleagues the day before my manager was due to fly off on holiday. My phone blew up with calls from her and the bosses higher up saying that I should at least have given notice. I sent them email proof that I had in fact given my notice. Just because their manager didn't want to accept it didn't make it any less valid. She parted ways with the company a short time later. Sorry Joan, the resignation was not optional.
Sounds great. Keep me on the payroll. Bad jobs are like a crazy ex when you quit. Day 1, fine go, he don't need you. Next day, hey, see you at work tomorrow. Love you. Lol, can't deal with this, not my problem anymore. Notice effective now. Ha, I had a situation where I put in my 2 weeks and my boss started fuming and saying he would make my 2 weeks terrible. So I just said okay thanks, gave him my keys, and left. I got fired, I think? Honestly I don't even know. They just took me off the schedule and wouldn't respond to my messages or answer my calls. From a job a few years ago and few weeks after I was taken off the schedule, one of the managers called and asked if I could come in that night. I was like no.
Lol, I quit on the spot once, and they called me asking where I was the next day. When I went in to get my last check they told me they were disappointed they had to fire me for missing work. Smiley face.
I hear these stories all the time, and I never know what people who reject resignations are expecting. Like, did you think the employee would just forget? No, jackass, that'll make them leave faster and without the olive branch they gave you in the form of an advanced notice.
Might make a full post someday about this, but something along these lines. When I was going for surgery I gave my work 2 months notice. That I will be away for 2 days and on short-term disability, modified duties when I return. Got the, yay okay. Remind me closer to the date. I reminded them 1 month and a week before. 2 days before I get a call saying something like, your time off isn't approved. Like what time off? You don't get to approve that. I pretty much say, look, I'm going for surgery on this day. Deal with it. Well, that's going to be a write-up. I don't show up for a week. Calls every day. Even in the hospital the day of my surgery. Where are you? You need to be here. Didn't hand in anything formal. I called back after a week and a bit with, don't expect me again. Find a replacement. And the job hunt continued. Got a much better job. Higher pay and benefits like 2 weeks later. Hope you replied to HR with, I'm sorry. I gave Joan my resignation with a 4-week notice but she said she's not dealing with this and left. Shopping. Maybe she's the one that needs to be called in the office. LMAO, imagine the audacity. Op. Hey, I'm quitting. Boss. I'm stressed and busy. I need to go shopping. K. Thanks. Bye. HR. Hey, so boss said you wanna quit. We are gonna send you home from the job you wanna quit with no pay, so maybe you will change your mind about quitting this shitty job that is sending you home with no pay on the day you already went home by your own choice anyway. K. Thanks. Bye. Who the fuck do these bosses think they are? They don't get to reject resignations. When you quit, you quit. I see so many people saying on here their bosses won't accept them. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. So Joan can't deal with your resignation and gets to go shopping on company time, and they want you to think you think about working ridiculous hours for crappy pay? Talk about HR being useless. Wasn't this a Seinfeld episode? George. Drinking tea in his apartment with his girlfriend. I've given this a lot of thought. I'm sorry. But we have to break up. Maura. No. George. After hesitating. What's that? Quote. Maura. We're not breaking up. George. After hesitating. We're not? Quote. Maura. No. George. After hesitating even longer. All right. All right, you've made your point with your 2 years off. But you better be in the office Monday morning or else. Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. Is an interesting ploy to entice grown adults to stay.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.